everybody, and welcome back to another episode of HermitCraft Feed the Beast Unleashed. Oh yeah. Alright guys, so one of the things that I've been noticing recently on the server is that a lot of people have been playing, a lot of people have been hooking up a lot of automation, and we've been getting a jerky sun. It's not jerky right now, and I'm not sure what's causing the jerkiness. So things that I have noticed is sometimes my ME system here at my spawn base is not powered. And the only reason why this would not be powered is because it's not connected to the tree ME system. So that's got me curious. I don't know what's going on and why that would be, messing up. I mean, we don't have too many cables here, and we got plenty of power going into this quantum field ring. And yeah, so I've been kind of dealing with, why this is happening. Also, like in the server logs, it's spamming, system can't keep up, did the time change, whatever. Basically meaning that we have low ticks per second, or TPS, which means it's causing lag on the server. So, one thing that I've done is I have tried taking, the little quantum guy out of here to try and get this ring to turn back on. I took it out, put it back in, it wouldn't work, went back to the tree, took that one out, put it back in. The system was still off. So what I ended up doing was, after messing around with that and taking that quantum thing out a few times and putting it back in a few times, I ended up taking it out of both places and then putting it back in, and then the system turned back on. So I think there might be some kind of a bug with applied energistics in the quantum field ring, having it chunk loaded different areas. I mean, I really don't know what the problem with the system is, but obviously there is a problem. Now, the only reason why I bring that up is because after I got done getting this system to work, I checked the server again, and the CPU was back at a normal rate, and I wasn't getting spammed with those messages in the log, and the sun was working normal again. So, I'm almost wondering, since at the tree base we have two of these quantum field rings. Let's hop up here. We have two of these guys connected. I don't know if the ME system is made to have two different rings like this. Maybe it's made to have, one ring here and then one at the spawn, and then a second one at the spawn, and then one over my B area. Basically, what I think I want to do is I think I want to get rid of the second quantum field ring for now and see if that improves anything. So what I want to do is go over to my B age. We're really not doing much here at the B age that requires its own quantum field ring. I just have it there just because I had an ME system and it was kind of easy to hook this thing up. But I never took down this Mac. This might also be another problem, having a second Mac on the system and one being remote on a quantum field ring. I mean, I really don't know. It looks like, yeah, look at this. This guy is unable to communicate with the controller, yet this is all lit up. It's got the quantum thingy there, and it's getting power. I mean, we got 3 ultimate hybrid solar panels. There's no way that we are out of power, yet this system is off. I just don't get it. I don't know. I mean, I can take this thing out, and this thing is still lit up. In fact, let's depower that while that thing's out. Okay, so now the power's off, and we can go and stick this guy back on here. It's lit back up, so it has power, and we can stick this guy in here. But we're still unable to communicate with the controller. So there's something really, really funky happening with these guys. Oh, I can't go cross-dimension. So yeah, I guess I can show you guys what I did before then. Yeah, like I was saying, basically I just came up here to this ring. I removed the quantum entangled, whatchamacallit, goody doodad. This guy in here. This is the one that goes to my B area. I took this one out. I warped back to where the other one was. I took the other one out, then I placed them back in, and then as I did that, they both started working again. So, I mean, I really don't think that's intended. Okay, so they're both out of there now. They stack. These are the right guys. So we put that in there. Let's head back to the tree. So yeah, there's a lot of warping happening here at the same time. But I really want to get this figured out. And I don't know, like I said, if this is the problem that we're having with the CPU on the server. But it seemed like once I fixed this, the sky was not jumping anymore. So this is kind of a concern for me as, the owner of the server, making sure everything's working right and things aren't getting out of hand. So let's just go back to the bee age and make sure that, I guess we could just look here and see if we have bees. Yeah, we have bees again. So over here at the bee age, they should be turned on and lit up. Yes, now that has power. So you got me why this is broken. I've also done other things like, turned on the chunk border things as soon as my bar fills back up. I mean, this is all within a chunk. So it's not like the multi-block structure is going through a chunk or anything like that that would be causing a problem. And the 2 quantum field rings at the tree base are all within the same chunk. So maybe that's a problem. Maybe these quantum things are bound to a chunk and not a certain location within a chunk. I mean, I don't know. It's just crazy, like, how many problems that I'm having with this stuff. So yeah, like I said, I think I want to remove the quantum thing from the B area. Maybe there's the fact that this one's disconnected and the B area one's disconnected at the same time, and that was causing the problems. Who knows? But I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to remove the quantum thing from the B area, get rid of the Mac, put all the patterns into the tree base. We'll be back. Okay, guys, so I'm over here at my B area, and I noticed that I have finally gotten a butterfly. This thing is just naturally spawned, and my understanding of these butterflies is they spawn, whoop, going to the star fissure. They spawn around trees when the leaves have changed into like the special leaves, like this one right here. That's a tile.leaves.0, basically meaning that's one that's been cross-pollinated. It has a chance of dropping probably a bull pine sapling, since I think that's what you get when a spruce and a spruce, are bred together. So yeah, we got some leaves here, and I'm guessing that has spawned us a butterfly. So that's kind of cool. I've heard some really interesting things about those butterflies. Like if you take one of these trees, I believe if you get any of the forestry trees, like if you grow the special, like the bull pine ones, for instance, it has a chance of spawning those butterflies. And the butterflies never despawn, so like if you put them in an enclosed area, like eventually you'll spawn a whole bunch of butterflies. I think that's how those work. I haven't really done too much research on that. But basically, if you have those butterflies, they can cross-pollinate. You don't need the bees to cross-pollinate. You don't need these guys going to, do the forestry crossbreeding of the trees. So you put one of those trees in like this enclosed area, and then you get a bunch of butterflies, and then you could do your crossbreeding as long as you have those butterflies around. So that's kind of a cool thing. I mean, they take forever to spawn, but if you make a large enough area and you have enough of those trees, like you can get them to spawn in quantities. And since they don't despawn, you could probably get a whole bunch of them. So that might be something we look at in the future. But for right now, I'm still working on cleaning up this ME system. And I think I'm going to tear down this quantum link chamber, the quantum field ring. And we're going to hook up something different for this ME system to use. So again, I'll be right back. Alright, so I started dismantling the Mac here. And then I got to thinking about it. And I had this entire system pretty much based on the fact that all of my ME networks are going to be connected. So this network here would know how many force logs are in the system. It can pull force logs back. It can craft them into, these impregnated sticks. So it can create the impregnated frames, and those can be auto-crafted, stuck into the alveoles up here. I mean, a lot of the things that I have made around here are based on the fact that all my systems are connected. So now we're at a point where I want to disconnect these systems and make them separate, but they still need the same resources. So what I'm going to do is I am going to set up a network of ender chests. This system here needs force logs. I can use oak logs, but I'm using force logs just because I already have a farm set up for them. It needs those force logs to make the impregnated sticks. We can also use those to make the impregnated casings, but I doubt we really need these anymore at this point. But we still need sticks here. So I think I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the Mac here. The Mac is going to contain a bunch of our recipes. Can I get in here? It's going to, make the patterns for the force logs, the force planks, the force sticks, the other patterns to make these other frames. And then I'm also have to figure out what I'm going to do with my cotton farm. I don't know if I ever showed you guys this cotton farm that I made down here, but it's just a 5x5 cotton, this nature cotton, and it's surrounded by these lily pads of fertility. I've had this farm here now for probably a month, and this is how I've been auto-crafting string for those frames for my bees. And yeah, so I have a pattern to make string out of 3 cotton, so that's already set up. And it's on a level emitter, so it only keeps, well, it keeps 10,000 cotton. So without this system being connected to my main system, I really don't have a way to shut this off. So, I think what we're going to end up doing is I'm going to put an ender chest here, and this harvester is going to eject cotton that it collects into that ender chest. The ender chest is going to be on a storage bus connected to this remote system. And so my main base over at the tree will be able to access the same cotton through that ender chest. Not the ideal solution. The way it's set up right now, where everything's connected, everything knows the amount of stuff that's in its inventory, that's the best way. But I'm thinking I want to separate these, try and get away from the quantum links. I really think that's what's causing problems, but I really don't have proof until I do this. Okay, so I've made a few ender chests here. This one is 3 gray things, and it's private, it's only for me. And I'm going to stick this on this harvester. I also need to get myself a storage bus so my system knows that it has cotton. Let's do this. Grab a storage bus. Yep, got some of these. Good, good. Okay. So instead of going to the interface, it is going to go into the center chest. So let's break that. Oops, I broke one too many things there. Stick you here. Okay, so ender chest, the gray ones. That goes there, so the harvester should eject all of its cotton into here. Then we're going to need to put that on the storage bus like I was saying. Alright, we have to mark that it's cotton. Unfortunately, I don't have a piece of cotton on me, but I got plenty in my system. Yeah, there's a lot of work involved here to disconnect this remote system from the rest of the network. And I've been sitting here thinking about how I want to do this for a little while now, and I'm pretty sure this is the way we want to do it. So we're going to set this as 512, so this is high priority. All of the cotton that comes into the system should go here first. And it's going to fill up this chest. Let's get rid of that bone meal. Okay, so this chest only accepts cotton, and it only will get cotton from here. Okay, so that is set up. Now I need to hook up the cotton over at my other base. We can fill that up actually right now, which is get me out of here. If I come, oh my goodness, get me out of here. There, I'm gonna fly up just in case. So if we get cotton out of here, if I take a whole bunch of this and I just put it into my inventory, and then I put it back into the system, and then put a little bit more into my inventory, and put that back in the system along with that bone meal. That ender chest should now be full. Yeah, okay. So this has the highest priority. So when I took cotton out, I put it back in. It went here first. So ender chest is full. What I think I'm going to do is instead of having 10,000, I'm probably going to keep 64 times 27, whatever that number is in the system, and have the level emitted on that. So when there's inventory space in this chest, this will turn on, harvest some of the cotton, and it'll go into the ender chest. I think that's what I want to do. Maybe I'll leave a little bit of space just in case it harvests too much so it doesn't overflow. But, you know, this cotton is pretty cheap. With all of these lily pads of fertility going, you can see how fast that cotton is ripening. Yeah, so we really don't have to worry about it, and we don't use it too quickly. 3 pieces of cotton for each one of these frames, and those frames last a little while. So it's not a huge deal. Okay, so our cotton is now being shared between the 2 bases as soon as I hook up this other ender chest at the tree. The next thing is we need force logs here, so our system always has wood. So, we need to grab a force log. Let's grab one of these guys. And we need a storage bus that's going to be set to... Oh, actually, I guess we didn't need... Yeah, we're going to do a storage bus that's set to read only on an ender chest. Can I jump up here? That'd be nice if I could. Oh, okay, I did. Give me that. Alright, so we need another... Dang it. We need another storage bus that I don't have on me. I keep forgetting to put a wireless thing here, so this is getting kind of annoying. So storage bus. Just one. Okay. So this is area mode. Let's take that off. Good. And put a storage bus right on this guy. And we need to set that to force logs. This is going to be read only. So the system can't put anything in there from here. Oops, I broke the block behind it. I'll fix that later. So the system shouldn't be able to put anything into the system. It can only read from this chest. So at this point, what I can do is go to my tree base. Yep. Let's hop out of here. Let's go to the tree base. Oh, I don't have the thing on my bar. I thought I did. Right, and then we also are going to need an export bus. Export, fuzzy, precision should be fine. And let's stick some of these ender chests in my subfloor area here. And yeah, this is all full, and I don't think there's really any cabling over here. We have cables on this side, so we might use this over here. Okay, so I am going to need to put this precision export bus. Let's stick it right here for now. And do I have a wrench? It's in my ender pouch. No, where is my wrench? Did I put it into my ME system? Yes. Okay, so let's grab this guy. And we will put the yellow ender chest here. And we need a wrench this guy so it's pointing at it. And then in here we will do... Oh, we can just do move single items. That's fine. I don't think we're going to go through that many logs. Okay, so this will slowly fill up. Maybe someday it will. Does it not fill up if I'm looking at it? So why is that not filling up? Oh, is it maybe using the logs over my other system? I don't know why that's not filling up. It should definitely... Let me try moving stacks of items. Is that going to do something? So that only fills up one spot. Why is that only filling up one spot? That is weird. Does it... I really would have expected all of these slots to fill up with the force logs. So I'm not sure what's going on. When we were moving one at a time, this filled up to 4. There's only 1 in there. I honestly don't understand why that's happening. Maybe they changed the way that the ME network works with ender chests. I mean, if this is only going to fill up 64 at a time, that should still be fine, which means we could use that same ender chest for multiple items. But yeah, I really was expecting this whole thing to fill up. Okay, well, let's try this. Instead of the precision, let's try a fuzzy. I don't know if this is going to make any difference at all. Okay, so fuzzy export bus. Flip you around like that. And we are going to set you for force logs. Ignore damage. Oh. Okay, so this is really, really odd. Okay, so I guess that these have been changed. It only puts in 1 stack. And then since it's fuzzy, it's putting in different types. Wow. Okay. Like I said, I really was not expecting it to work that way. I was thinking it was going to fill up that entire chest. Good to know. Okay. So, we can go ahead and take that out of there. So we have force logs in 1 spot in the center chest. So our B area should be able to read that stack of force logs and use it as necessary, and then it will repopulate with more force logs as we use them up. That's perfectly fine. So we also need to hook up another spot over here. All right, and this is going to be for our cotton. And this will be read only on this side since we're not going to be putting cotton back in there. We just want to, get some cotton out of the system. So I also need another storage bus. Grab one of you. And stick our cotton chest down. Our cotton picking chest. And we will stick that right like that. Flip you around. Okay, so now this system should be able to read the cotton that's in here. But this is going to be a low priority. We already have like 10,000 cotton in the system. Well, 11,000 now. So we got plenty of cotton to go around. Once the cotton in the system runs out, I think it'll take this first. Since the cotton that's over here is a higher priority. Since this is on priority 7. Maybe it's going to take it out of that chest first. I'm really not sure. But either way, we do have the cotton coming from over there. And this is going to be set to read only. So we're not going to be putting any cotton on the system. We're just going to be reading it. Okay, so our systems are kind of linked now. Yeah, we have the force logs at the B area being read. So it can take those logs out and use them as necessary. So I think that might have been all we needed to do. So at this point, I should be able to disconnect the quantum link chamber there. Let's go ahead and make sure. Oh, actually, I will need an access. No, it's not access. The controller? Yeah, I need one of these guys. Since it's going to be its own ME network, it has to have its own controller. Okay, I think we're finally about done with this. So we'll go and get rid of that guy. We will put the controller right there. And I don't think that works too happily with the quantum link chamber. But I do believe we should be able to get rid of this guy. And our system should still work. Okay, so we got bees. We have force logs. We have cotton. I think we are all set here. And the system should be happy being disconnected. Yep, I think we should be fine. Force logs and cotton. Okay, yeah, I'm still surprised that those export buses are only filling up one slot in this ender chest. I really would have thought it would have filled up everything. Huh, pretty weird. Okay, well, let's go disconnect the quantum link chamber at the tree base and move on. Okay, so I disconnected the quantum link chamber from upstairs, so we only have the one connection between the tree base here and the spawn base. So I was over at the spawn base just kind of thinking and looking around, and I think we can disconnect more applied energistic stuff from the spawn, and we might even be able to make that its own standalone system too. Again, I don't know if this is really going to solve anything, but I want to narrow some issues down, and it seemed like we were only having problems after a couple of us hooked up a lot of those quantum link chambers. Okay, so one thing that I want to do, I want to make a pattern for a vanilla hopper. So let's do this. Surprised I haven't encoded one of those yet. So that should be sucked right back into the system anytime now. Okay. Yeah, and I think that's all we needed to do here. So back here at the spawn base, let's go ahead and make a vanilla hopper. Let's craft up one of those. Okay, hopper. We're going to take another one of these ender chests. We need to color code this one. This is also going to go onto the force log channel. So we need to give it a triple yellow, and then we also need to give it a diamond so it's in my own specific network. Okay, so there is my force logs, and it's, locked to me. Right, so let's take this ender chest down here. And I was looking at this, I was looking at this cable here. So a lot of cable kind of run all the way over here just to put force logs into the squeezer. Now I'm curious, I haven't tried this yet. Make sure we're not in area mode. Oh no, it's still broken anyway. Okay, shouldn't be a big deal. It's just the tank wall. Yep, got our liquid back. Okay, so I haven't tried this before, and I am very curious. Since the applied energistics can put items into the side, can the vanilla hopper do the same thing? Can it put items to the side? And can I just stick an ender chest right like that so it'll suck items out? Well, it is sucking items out of the ender chest. Now, this isn't being filled up just yet. I'm curious how long it's going to take for that to actually fill back up, or if maybe the hopper is pulling items out faster than the other side can put items back in here. But the question that I had was, if I took some force logs out of here, is the hopper going to refill it? And it does look like it is. Okay, so that's good to know. Now, I'm curious why this isn't being filled back up. Seems like there's some weird things happening between the ME system and these ender chests. I might end up having to set the ender chest on a storage bus and have the ME network just put items in there. But yeah, we were seeing that issue where it's only putting in one stack, and now it doesn't seem to be refilling that stack. So I'm curious what's going on if we come back up here and take a look. So that was the gold one. Yeah, there's still nothing in there. So what are you doing? Why aren't you... Oh, I didn't set a pattern here. That could probably help. Where's my wireless? Force. Okay. And let's put a thing on the export bus. Do stacks of items. Oh, weird. So now it's doing it. Did I really derp it up that bad earlier? Was I really not paying attention? Because it seemed like it filled up a whole stack and then it stopped. I don't know. Something's weird. Something weird's going on. I'll just set this to move single items at a time on this precision export bus. It's filling up more than one spot. I'm happy. I'm going to have to review that footage because I think I might have done a stupid. I don't know. So let's check back at this one. Yeah, this is completely full. Yeah, that's filling up. And that does, in fact, fill up the squeezer. So I can get rid of these extra ME cables. Okay, so the squeezer, the liquid force, this is all being fed from my main ME network at the tree without having to have a quantum link chamber here to do this. So the next thing would be, over here at the tree farm, I would like to change out this ME interface for an item tesseract. So all the stuff that gets pulled out of here gets put into that tesseract, but then there's also the other problem where we have to provide this dirt and the saplings. And that's not as easy. Again, we could have our own standalone system here that is just taking care of the tree farm, and then all the excess saplings and stuff goes to the main base. Again, I'm going to have to think about how I'm going to set this up. And then also this computer, this needs to be changed because this ME bridge is going to be moved. And then how are we going to turn the farm on and off if we move all of this stuff? Probably we could use wireless redstone. That's definitely a possibility. But the logic of this program is going to change. Yeah, lots of things to think about. But again, I would like to disconnect this guy here and just see if that cleans up any of the server lag problems we're having. I mean, like we were seeing earlier, the ME networks just disconnect, and then they are so difficult to try and get that connection reestablished. Alright guys, give me a moment and I'll be back. Okay guys, well, I'm looking at the time of the recording and we're running out of time for this episode. I know we've done a lot of derping around and messing with applied energistics, and we didn't really do much with the lasers like I said we were gonna do. But unfortunately, this is a little bit more important to me to figure out why the server keeps lagging, why the sun keeps jumping, CPU's at 100%. I mean, that kind of stuff is important to me. So, yeah, we're taking a break from doing the lasers and that stuff for today. Topmass stopped by. He's been playing a lot recently, and he left me a gift here. It says, for you, love topmass.biz/fbi-edu/htm. Okay, so he left me blocks of solid ender. Solid ender, that is weird. Usable for beacon bases, and it's a Tinker's Construct item. And he also gave me a bunch of these Oblivion frames for my bees, which is really nice of him. So solid ender, what can you do with this? Kind of looks like an ender pearl. If you right click, nothing. Doesn't really look like it does anything. Can you break it? Yeah, you can break it and get it back. It's a pretty interesting item. I don't know what I can use a block of solid ender for other than a beacon base. It looks pretty cool. You know, maybe that would be a pretty cool building block if you get a whole bunch of those. Very interesting. I'll have to ask him how he did that. Obviously, probably the smeltery, but I'm not sure. There might be some other trick that he used. Okay, back to the tree base for a moment, and want to show you guys my wall of lasers. So I only have one wall hooked up. Again, this isn't going to be where it's permanently at, but I was just kind of playing around with this. So a wall of lasers that's 11 by 11, 5 blocks away, and that's about the maximum you can do for one wall. But I was looking at how much power this is using, just hooked up, not doing anything, and it's 121 MJ a tick, just at idle. It's not doing anything, and it's using that much power. That is crazy. We're gonna need an on-off switch for this thing, definitely, if we have, 3 more walls, and then we pack these things in even tighter, especially if we put the ceiling and maybe a floor worth of lasers. Man, that is gonna be so much power. I don't know if if our 4 steam boilers can even handle that much. That's definitely something we're gonna have to find out. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.